Hello YouTube, welcome back to another one of my videos, and today it's going to be a pickups video, which I did say I was going to be slowing down on the pickups, and I have done. I think my last one was in the middle of June, so yeah, this is all the stuff that I've picked up between then and now. So yeah, I've got quite a range of bits and bobs actually, so hopefully something for everybody. I'll start off with the earlier one, which I picked up in June. I've always wanted to get one of these sort of old school LED games, which I never owned any of these back in the day, but I always wanted one. People at school used to bring them in, and yeah, I was trying to choose one to start with, and the best looking one of all of them, for me at least, was this one, which is Fronka, because of all these sort of tabletop games, this one really does look like the actual game. So I'll see if, I don't know if this is going to focus or not, but I'm hoping it will, so I can sort of show you a little bit. Obviously I'm upside down here, so I've no idea if this is focusing. So yeah, good little game. It's very much comparable to the arcade game, which is quite cool. So yeah, glad I got that one. It might be the start of something. I might start collecting these. Obviously, being a Pac-Man fan, I would like to get a Pac-Man one. So that will probably be Puck Monster, I think, is the one I'll probably get. So yeah. Cheers, by the way. Having a nice honeydew. It's absolutely roasting here in southwest, so I presume it is everywhere really high humidity. And a nice cold beer does help. Right, so what do I get next? Don't really know the order of these things, but I picked up this one, Planetoid, for the BBC Micro, which is a really cool. I'll be doing a video of this because it's basically Defender. Really good conversion of it as well for the BBC. So yeah, there'll be a video of that coming up, and I've already got it on the Div MMC or whatever you call it, the GoTech. But the games that I really like, it's nice to have official copies of. So that's that. So that will go with my along with my copy of Defender on the TI-99, which got that nice one there. I've had this for a long time, obviously. You've probably seen that in another video, and also the best of the Spectrum Defender clones, which is that one. So yeah, gradually building up that little collection. Not really aiming to collect all of the clones of Defender, but you know, the ones I like, I'll get them. After that, what else did I pick up? Okay, this one came from Ginger Hippie Gaming, which I was badgering him for one of these because he found some of these. These are the old warehouse ones that he cleared out, which I'm sure you've seen about. And he sold a few of these, and I missed them. So I said to him, if any more turn up, please let me know. Which I used to have this game back in the day, but I only had the standard cassette version, and I never realised there was actually a 128K version of the game. But I am having a job loading this one at the moment, both on the Spectrum Next and on the Plus 2. So I'll persist with it. I haven't tried too much because I just gave up and downloaded it in the end. So, but yeah, really good boxing game, that one. Nice to have the sort of double dual case one of it. And also, the other ones I picked up from I've got a few actually. I didn't realise I picked up so many from him. I've got some Amiga games, which he was selling. Fast Food, a Dizzy game by Codemasters. So that's a game I didn't have on the Amiga. I used to have this on the Specky actually. But for £5, seeing I think this is a new old stock one. So I thought I'd give that a go because I don't really pick up much for the Amiga. So it'll give me a sort of smells like a new old stock sort of game. Nice waft of 80s in there. So yeah, that's that one. And at the same time, I picked up quite a few of these. I think we sort of sold a whole batch of them because I see other people selling them off now. TNT, which is Tengen Domark, and yeah, some good games in there. You got I think you just started raining outside. Well, I was laying out in the sun just now. I got it's got XY bots or XY bots. I don't know how you say that. Tubing, APB, Dragon Spirit, and Hard Driving. So yeah, good little collection of games there, and for a £5, can't go wrong. And yeah, all nice and minty crisp. So hopefully they'll load okay. My Amiga is a bit sort of sniffy on loading stuff. So yeah, it's chucking it down. Wow, didn't expect that. Here I am, still sweating. So yeah, excuse me for sweating away, but honestly, it's so humid at the minute. The other one I picked up from is that one, Badlands, which I've used to really love it on the Specky. And I did used to have this on the Amiga as well, but the Spectrum is where I've got the most memories of this. So I did do a video of this in one of my earlier videos, really early ones, so it's a bit rubbish. I didn't know how to fix the focus then. But I might do a video of this on the Amiga at some point on the CRT television. But my videos are, as you've noticed, they're a bit less sort of few and far between, but yeah, I'll gradually get through these things. That's going down nice at the moment. Right, did I get... Oh yeah, I've got a couple more from Si. These were from... I think they might have been from the warehouse as well, I'm not too sure. But they were from a shop that he helps out in. And these are Master System games, so I know there's plenty of Master System fans. I haven't played either of these before. I have played this one a little bit now, which is... How do you pronounce that? Is that Xenon or Xenon? But either way, I've always called this Xenon when my mate used to have this one. And Xenon 2. But yeah, this one's all in there. I think this one was in your stock. The cart's missing just because it's already in my Master System. So yeah, that was... I think we got that for £5. So yeah, really good price on that one. And this one as well, which was also a £5. This, I don't think this is from the warehouse. I was going to buy one from the same place, which was the same price, but I think somebody bought that, probably traded this one in to do an upgrade. So this one's a little bit tatty, but still, it's a game which always looked quite interesting. Don't think my mate had this, so I don't think I've played it before, but looked like a good sort of Shoplifter type game. So yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I will be probably later on. Another one I picked up, this is one of my most recent ones, is Hero, which I'm sure most people appreciate this game. Great one. I think this had a good version on all of the home systems, to be honest. It was originally a 2600 game, I think. But yeah, the Spectrum version was good, so haven't played that yet. I only received that a few days ago, so yeah, that's one I'm looking forward to playing. Right, then Pac-Man clones. I think I'm pretty much at the end of the Pac-Man clones now, so this one might be my last. There are still a few out there which I would like to get, but they are really rare ones, or either really rare or super expensive. And I'm only collecting them just for a bit of fun, so I'm not going to go spending sort of 40, 50 quid on them. But this one was surprisingly hard to find, and that is Maze Mania, which is a really cool game. Did used to have this back in the day, and it's a good game. Took me a long time to find it. In the end, I could only find it. This one turned up on eBay, and no manual, sadly. But whatever the case, I wasn't going to wait around for the manual. Nice condition cassette, and it loads fine, so that's good enough. If I ever get a chance of an upgrade, who knows. But some of these games, you sort of expect them to be easy to find, and they turn out to be a lot more challenging getting hold of them than what you expect. So that's that. Then we've got a PlayStation game, PlayStation 1, which this is another one from MT Games. It's interesting, actually. Changing subject, but this one seemed to have been used as a tea coaster because it had loads of, you probably can't see it, and I managed to clean it up, but it had loads of sort of tea stains and mug shapes on the top. And this one seems to have been used as a sort of candle stand because it's got loads of candle wax on it. But I think that should scrape that off and clean it up okay. But yeah, Buster Move 2, and that's from my local shop, MT Games, which is a really good one. And as you can see there, £3. You can't go wrong, can you? And it's not the Platinum Edition, which is good because this is the one I used to have. And this is a game I've got really fond memories of because myself and my best mate went into a little game shop in Exeter, and they had that. They used to have an arcade machine. Sorry, I'm sweating like mad. They used to have an arcade machine which they'd converted over for demoing PlayStation games, basically. And I saw that one on there, and I thought that won't be my cup of tea. But we went over, had a game of it, and I was just hooked straight away. I absolutely loved it, and I bought it there and then. And my best mate and I played that so much. We were really competitive and good fun. I can remember going to bed with those tunes still in my head about that game. Then we've got a couple of, these are a bit random, but a couple of cassette tapes, which, I've got back into a little bit. I try and only buy preferably sort of new old stock or such like, so I don't want to get cassettes and find them all dirty, because I've paid a lot to get that one cleaned up. So this one was a new old stock, and that is a Wendy James. Now ain't the time for your tears. I was a big fan of Transmission Vamp, but I never owned this one. So I've only had a short listen to a couple of songs so far, but pretty good. And that was, these were really cheap actually. The seller had about 15 of them when I first started watching them. I think they had about 3 left when I finally took the plunge. But he reduced the price of them, and they were, I think it was £2.39, including postage. So really good, especially for a new old stock. So yeah, so that's that one. And the other one I've got, which I used to be a big fan of back in the day, is this mini album by Lush Scar, which is sort of the early shoegaze, if anybody remembers that music type. But yeah, good album. It's kind of probably Lush best album. And what's the second one called? Can't remember. But this was kind of post-punk shoegaze, early shoegaze. But yeah, good album. So I've already been listening to that. And that was supposedly new old stock from a record shop as well. So yeah, quite pleased with that. Both of these were cheap. I think I paid about £5 for that one. So yeah, happy to have that back in my collection because I used to like that album a lot. Then we got a couple of big hitting games. Getting towards the end actually already. So yeah, even for over 2 months worth, I haven't got that much. But this was a big one for me. Rebel Star 2, Julian Gollop game. And yeah, I used to absolutely love this. I actually had the magazine tape version of this from, I think it was Crash Magazine. It's Julian Gollop, so it's turn-based tactics. And this, I got hold of this after Chaos, I seem to remember, back in the day. This is a single-player game, unlike the sort of multiplayer of Chaos, but really brilliant turn-based tactics game. And I enjoyed it so much. I used to, when I wasn't playing it, I'd be sort of thinking about the map and, you know, when games really hook you. And yeah, thinking how I could overcome things, and played it a lot. Don't think I ever completed it. I can't quite remember. It reached a point I used to always get over to the alien side and sort of get into the chambers where the Queen was. There were little sort of weapon sections as well you could break into. But really good fun game. So yeah, Rebel Star 2. I have seen one on eBay since, actually. This, you hardly ever see it for sale. And I saw somebody selling this along with another game for £25 on eBay, which was a really good deal. So if you are looking for this one, have a little peek. It might still be on there. So that's one I really wanted in the collection, so I'm really pleased with. Sorry. Then this was a good one because I've been after this for ages. This is a TI-99 game, Sheamus, one of my favourites when I was a kid on the TI-99. Absolutely loved this, and sadly you never see this for sale in the box, in the Atari soft box, but it does have the manual with it, which is cool. And I can't think of the game. This is basically a not Robotron. I think it was basically a copy of another arcade game, but this one I played before the arcade game Sheamus, so I just used to think this was an original game. But whatever the case, I love it. As soon as I started playing it, just the sounds alone bring so much nostalgia. So yeah, really happy to have that, even if it's not in the box. If I ever get a chance of a boxed copy, I'll grab it and sell this. But in the meantime, you know, that's the next best thing. And lastly, or almost lastly anyway, I've always talked about, or quite often talk about retrogames.co.uk and the Jace's YouTube channel and the weekly show that he does on there. And he did another competition, which he hasn't done for a while, and my name came up again. So thank you, Jace, at Retro Games. Yeah, I won a prize. You never know what it is when you don't really enter. You just put a comment on the previous video, and he'll enter you into the raffle. And anyway, the random game which turned out was this one, which is Championship Soccer. That's for the Atari 2600. But I don't have a 2600. I've only got an Atari 400. It's all complete. You've got the manual and that in there, cartridge, so nice condition. But what I thought I might do with this is, which I'm going to do now actually. I thought I might just pass it on to somebody else that's going to be able to play it. So what I'll do is I'll do it as a little giveaway, but just because I would like it to go to one of, you know, my sort of followers and supporters of my channel. If you'd like it, just put a comment below. Just put hashtag Atari 2600 in your reply, and if anybody puts that, but my only condition is it's got to be somebody that's commented on one of my videos previous to this upload, just because I wouldn't like somebody swooping in and just and grabbing the game which hasn't followed the channel before. I'd like it to be somebody that sort of that I know that has either commented or whatever or follows the channel. So yeah, if you've got a 2600, just put a comment in below, and in the comment just put hashtag Atari 2600, and then I think what I'll do is next Sunday, I'll just randomly I'll find a way of picking a number randomly. I'll put it on video, and then I'll send it you. And what I'll do is I'll even put I'll put a little random bonus game in there. It'll probably be something for the Spectrum. Maybe, what have I got 2 copies of now? I've got 2 copies of Super Off-Road. So I'll put a copy of Super Off-Road. It'll be a nice condition copy. So yeah, I'll put this one together with Super Off-Road. If you haven't got a Spectrum as well, then you can always pass that on. Yeah, I might even put another little game in there as well. So yeah, kind of like a little competition. And yeah, I'll draw it next Sunday. If there's only one person, then you'll have it. If there's more than one, I'll find some way of doing a sort of a random pick. So yeah, that is that, I think. Just trying to think of any other randomness I picked up. Okay, there is one more. I've just buried this stuff, but this video pack I picked up. I didn't have that before, I don't think, when I did my last video. And yeah, I've been after one of these for quite a while, actually. They're a good little computer. I've got the joysticks for it. I managed to get one with the detachable joysticks, so yeah, got 2 of those, which are both working, so that's quite a bonus because they can be missing buttons and everything. And the good thing with that one, I was waiting for a good deal on it, and I picked that up for £10, £10 plus £10 postage. So yeah, it was untested, so it was a bit of a risk. The eBay seller only had something like I think 3 feedbacks, but I thought, well, for £20 I'll take a gamble, and actually it was quite grubby, but I cleaned it all up and it works fine, so that's all good. And I already had the games I'd already bought 2 ages ago, just because I wanted to get them. I always intended to pick up a video pack, and I wanted to get them while they were cheap. So these, I bought these probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I think, from Retro Games. I've got that one. That's Crazy Chase, and this one, which is Munchkin. So they're both kind of Pac-Man clones, but really good fun games. And I think I paid something like £9 each for those. Might have even been less, I can't remember. So yeah, that's that one. And I did a video already of this one, but it's one I did pick up, and that's Mountain King for the Atari 400. And that brings me to the end of all of my pickups, I think. I probably forgot something, but then I always do. So yeah, I will probably finish up there. The retro quiz is on later from Hobby Lodge. Hobby Lodge, if you don't follow him, check him out. Martin, he's a good chap, and so that's quite good fun. I'm rubbish at the quizzes, but I like to tune in and have a go. There'll be more videos coming up. I'll probably be doing I've got to get my TI-99 off for service, so I'll probably do a couple of gameplay videos of those. I've got one more cassette one I want to do, and maybe Sheamus, maybe even I thought I might do Adventure Island, actually. So yeah, a couple of TI-99 games coming up, and that'll probably be next, and then after that, who knows. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll catch you another time. And that is all.